SBR Videos is sponsored by Sports Cash System. Click on the link below for more information. Previewing week 2 in college football here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and we are talking right now with one of our returning guests, Doug Upstone, and one of his sites is 3dailywinners.com. Doug Upstone, thanks for joining us back again this year.
Hey, Peter, it's wonderful to be back here once again. Reopened a site a little over a month ago, off to a great start in college football. The site, I got 2 other partners now, also on the site that are handicappers, and we're off to a very good start. We went to 11-3 the first week.
Wow.
At sportscamping.com, we're number 2 right out of the box, and personally, I ended up 6-1. So
wow.
It hasn't always been that way the last couple of years out of the box, but good start so far.
Sure, and that site is 3dailywinners.com, right?
Exactly, the number 3.
Right. Well, that doesn't really surprise me because, when you were doing college football previews with us 2 years ago, you had an amazing record. I think you were actually our best capper out of all of them. Just a phenomenally good record. A little bit of that had to do with, variance or whatever, but obviously you know your stuff. So I trust you when it comes to college football, no question. This game's going to be tough, though. Notre Dame, Michigan, obviously a super high-profile game. Michigan's a 4-point home favorite. It's up a bit from 3.5. The total's 52. Now, Notre Dame, the talk about Notre Dame this year is that they have at least as good of a defense as they had last year, if not better. But Michigan has taken some action up. So when it comes to a side here, I'm definitely very wary of taking either Notre Dame or Michigan. It's a little bit surprising Notre Dame's getting 4 points, but total is 52. Now, 10 out of Notre Dame's 11 games after week 1 last year went under 52. So I'm thinking that the under 52 might be the way to go here. What do you think?
Yeah, I can certainly see some value in pursuing, the under, but myself, I'm definitely going to stick with the side on this one. And last week, what we found is that Temple had some good success against that Notre Dame defense that is so vaunted. They had 25 first downs in that game, and one of the things that surprised me was how poor the linebackers played. The linebackers consistently got up against the defensive linemen. And so what happened is they got caught, when Temple was trying to run the ball because they were always behind guys, or when they were throwing short passes either over the middle, out in the flat. They were caught up inside and did not get to the outside. So Bob Diaco, the defensive coordinator, is really going to have to do some work this week to free up that situation because Michigan has a lot of good weapons. Now, one of the things, though, that Notre Dame still has is they have a tremendous amount of talent on defense. So these things are workable. And watch for in this game for Notre Dame has been Diaco's, let's just say, MO. Let him feel them out first and then put the screws to him as the game advances. Now, this would be a real challenge for Tommy Rees of Notre Dame because in his senior year, kind of force-fed into the situation because of the suspension of Golston, or I should say the release of Golston. And Greg Mattson, the Michigan defensive coordinator, will definitely play some games, with them and trying to throw him off his game. So we're going to find out a lot about Tommy Rees, if he's really that good of a quarterback to lead them to a big season, or does Notre Dame just end up being, 8-4, something like that. Now, on the other side, Michigan, Al Borges, their offensive coordinator, this guy last week threw everybody off because he lined up just like last year in the shotgun, the first 8 plays before going to a more traditional defense. And if Notre Dame makes the same mistakes, Gardner can certainly run around and make some big plays for them. So I think that's going to be a big aspect to watch in this game.
I don't know. All right, so it seems to me like you're leaning towards Michigan, like you're thinking that Notre Dame's defense is not quite as great as people are expecting it to be.
Well, at least initially and again, it's one game. But actually, my true view on this game is this way. There's certain elements in college football where no matter what the situation is, no matter what's going on, is that sometimes you just have to look at certain numbers that play out. In this series, the underdog is 13-2 against the spread in the last 20 years with 10 outright upsets. Now, another factor, this is something I've tracked for years, is that when teams score 50 or more points, like Michigan did last week, is the following week, they, generally speaking, don't cover spreads. Now, I don't remember a 5-year historical data, but I do remember last year, and those teams were just 33-43 in the next game. So with Notre Dame a growing favorite in the situation, I think the Irish get it done against the point spread and on the scoreboard.
Wow, really? So you like Notre Dame to cover the 4 points here?
I do. I honestly believe they're going to win this game outright.
Wow. All right. Well, that is the way I would lean. But if there's a game like this where the spread is, I don't have a strong opinion on, but you come in with an analysis like that, I'm familiar with this, Doug Upstone. Your analysis on spreads like that are way more often than not correct. So I'm going to tail you on this one. Notre Dame +4, and you don't like the under though, 52.
The under, I think, is a solid bet. I would agree with you on that as well.
All right, Doug Upstone, Notre Dame +4. I trust you and I like it. Thanks so much.